In this video, I'm going to show you all the reporting that we have for use of force. The first is what we call the use of force summary. This here, as you can tell, you can change it from this week, last week, this month, last month, this year, last year, any sort of custom range. So what this is saying for this year is it's breaking it. We've had 148 incidents of where force was used. Out of those, it's showing me the incident types by numbers and then percentages out of 100. It's showing me the day of the week, the reason for defensive action, indoor, outdoor, weather conditions, race and sex of the officer, race and sex of the offender, and the type of force that's being used in our police department. This data for most agencies today is a pen and paper process, and we're saving them hours and hours and hours of work. You can break this down by an officer to get his or hers individual analytics, or again, by the date range, and then you can export that data to PDF. The officer breakdown is, let's say we had, I'm going to go this year, and what this is saying is all use of force incidents, 41.22% of them were done by Russ Reel, 14% by Mike, 10% by Tiffany, and so on. So what this is, again, what this is quickly showing you is a graph. As you can see, I can change the date range, but maybe we needed to want to look into Russ a little more because these 41 incidents were on him. It's going to show me the incident types where Russ is using force. It's going to show me the reason why Russ is using force. And then it's going to show me month over month how many use of force incidents is being reported by Russ. From there, it goes into the completed use of force incidents so we can view it. If you keep scrolling down, it will literally break out into Russ's individual statistics of incident type, day of the week, reason, indoor, outdoor, and weather conditions. This report is exportable to PDF as well. Going from there is what we call the advanced force report. Pretty much in this report, you can see we have date ranges here, incident types, and then you click advanced search. This breaks it down into anything that you want. I want to know how many times an officer was assaulted, when it was dark outside. You can sort by race, so I want to know how many times let's just say male white officer used force against a male African American or black, and then apply those filters, and that's occurred 15 times in my demo environment. It will go down here and show us those 15 incidents. This can be exported to PDF. If I want to, I can even upgrade that and just say, hey, I want the same data, but I want to put it in as on that same scenario where only a taser was used. And I select taser, keep the other filters the same. Now we're down to 12, and we'll pull those 12 use of force incidents. So pretty much any input field that you can think of that we have, you can mix and match your data to get the answer. So let's keep that same example and say, well, out of those, how many times was an officer injured? And the answer is 9. So it keeps breaking it down and down and down until they get exactly what you are looking for. So that's our advanced force report. Lastly, we call it our use of force versus events comparison. What this is the first thing we need you to do is enter in this data. Anybody out there who's got an RMS system or a CAD, you know that to get your total number of events per month and total arrests per month will not take a lot of time. You're going to run a quick report to get that data. We do not integrate into your CAD, so you're going to have to manually enter this data in. The good news is after this data is entered in, let me show you a report you're going to get. Use of force versus comparison report is showing you how many calls for service you're doing month over month. Out of those, how many arrests you're making. Out of those, how many use of force incidents are occurring. As you can see, events is very high compared to use of force, which is not normally what we hear on live stream media. So we also break it down to events versus use of force incidents. Your statistics on this will be much lower than you think. We're seeing an average of right around 0.1%-ish in a live environment per month. That's an awesome statistic to show. You can take that and throw it on your website. You can turn it into your city manager or whoever it is that you want to show this to. The second report to my right here is breaking it down by arrest versus use of force. Anybody who's been in law enforcement knows that the main time force is being used is to make an arrest because people will fight or flee. So that is arrest versus use of force statistics per month. And then this is our average that we have for the year. If you would like, you can get rid of the events section. This now will break it down to arrest versus use of force, whatever you're looking for. And of course, we can go year over year comparisons and things like that and export this page out to PDF. So those are our 4 types of reports. If you look at our competitors, they're exporting into these type of reports are very complex, and most of them don't even have the type of data that we're able to export. So this is definitely one of our strongest features if you decide to come with us to track use of force and get accurate reporting.